today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Daniel Jones and the New York Giants taking on Taysom Hill and the New Orleans Saints.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
They had no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Orchestrating the offense, a man born back in 1990 in Pocatello, Idaho. That's Taysom Hill.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, nothing but room to run.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. We know he has pretty good hands on display there. In fact, he only needed one of them.
Yeah, nowadays, all these receivers work on this, right? They do the one-handed catches off the machine in practice. They do it with their quarterbacks. They do it contested, uncontested. They make it part of their repertoire.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A big play there. 54 yards, and the Saints have taken the early lead.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The former number 6 overall pick of 2019, Daniel Jones, trots out to lead this New York Giants offense.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he stopped immediately there.
Saquon Barkley.
David Onyemata there on the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
From the gun, Jones. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Operating from the gun, Jones. He's going to go. And got his man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. 52 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This ball complete. Jones to Ingram. Now the ball comes loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Right back to him on 1st down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There's been some plays that we've seen. We talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
He was brought down.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Room here to run. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That good for 19 and a 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when, When a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. Barkley hit and the ball pops free. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And he knocks it through. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Gain of 4.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught. Shepard. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley.
That's good.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 35.
35-yard line.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. A first down carry for Barkley. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
The 15-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Saquon Barkley on the carry.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. From the gun, Jones, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. On the return, Deontay Harris. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah.
Just,
you know how superstitious these guys can be.
Oh, there's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need something else.
Yeah, right. It's working. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Gain on the play brings up 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Do what we do. Do what we do. New Orleans. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Kick is good.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end.
Jones.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Not much there, only a yard. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. The ball comes out, and they are going to get this one back, it looks like. So nearly like-for-like fumbles, but they hang on to this thing and keep it a turnover. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll see. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
25-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. Remember, his last touch of the second quarter was a fumble, and just really the offense not in sync. Maybe he can be a jolt if he can hang on to the football.
Yeah, and it reminds me a little bit about when I was in college. Faced in a similar situation. You know, offense was struggling a little bit. Our top ball carrier dropped it right before the half, and we get into the halftime. And before we went out for the second half, he came over to the defensive side and said, "My bad, that's on me. I cost us a possession. I put you guys out there longer. Won't happen again the rest of the game." And boy, he had a monster second half.
He's got an opportunity to do that, I bet, defensively, too. You loved that, didn't you?
You certainly did.
Jones hit, and the ball's out. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
Sack. A fumble on the play.
We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And he's got some space here. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
A toss play to the running back.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A lot of people call it a toss a probing play to see what they can get against the defense, to see how they adjust and react. Their probing's working pretty well. That was a very nice run.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Josh Hill, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
At the 24-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. Now Jones. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram.
Jones.
A gain of 6 there on first.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. It's complete to Golden Tate. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. 15 yards there for number 15. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jones. Got a man, Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Giants.
17 yards and a Giant first down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 15-yard.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. From the gun, Jones. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Makes the score Saints 35.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, and you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he spins past him and into space. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on what proves to be the final play of the third quarter. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Hill. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And down inside the 15 he goes. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Saints are pouring it on. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. 25-yard. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Caught right side, Tate. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about it.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Daniel Jones.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Operating from the gun. Jones. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means. Now Jones throwing on 4th down. The linebacker, DeMario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up. 4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise, but how about the coverage? They're able to bat it down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Hill now to throw. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
To Michael Thomas.
And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And the Saints are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Hill. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard.
New York ready to go again offensively. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 16 yards, a first down. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And this is picked up by the Saints.
If you were me, you do
And
this
that
too.
should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. Oh, a backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
And this one through the uprights and good. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.